There's my mic. There we go. There we go. A little mishap is bound to happen. New place, new issues. I think the fish on the thumbnail is super cute. That's a self-portrait. So thank you. When is it starting? It's starting right now, Briggs. Right now. As soon as you hit the like button, do not forget to hit the like button, folks. Very important. So Fish Tank Barn, buddy, Mike says, Bob, I'm building a fence tomorrow for my dogs. He says, Bob, do you have a post hole digger or are you doing it by hand? Mike, last time I checked, the post hole diggers didn't dig themselves. You had to use your hands. I don't understand the question. Oh boy, I don't get it. So first things first. 5 o'clock start time. Yes, when I switched to 4, I didn't think about how it was getting darker sooner. So I'm gonna go back to 5 o'clock because I lose too much daylight if I go at 4. It's gonna start getting dark at like 4:30 here, and I need to utilize all the sunlight, all the daylight, whatever, before it gets dark. Good evening. When is it starting? What is all this? There's chat on my screen. What is going on with this chat? I had no idea that was there. Chat box. That was interesting. All kinds of weird stuff happening already. Tell you. Audio video is good. Thank you, Xanadudu. Cheers. Yeah, cheers, all y'all fabulous fish fam folks. Oof. Bob, how's it going? I got you playing throughout the store. I hope that's okay. Well, that seems a little weird, but all right. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. We're gonna give a few minutes for people to roll on in here, like always. Oh yeah, this is back too. All right. Boss Hog, what's up, buddy? It's 12 p.m., so it's a good time for me. Awesome. 5 p.m. for me, obviously. Morning from Australia. Greg, awesome. You guys know I love to hear where everyone's from. I don't know why, but I get a kick out of it. Let's see. Moki, I have the opportunity to get a chameleon catfish. Should I do it? I've done my research and have the room for it. If you've done your research, you should absolutely get it because those are really cool catfish. They're not the rarest catfish in the world, but you definitely don't see them every day. So yeah, if you've done the research, you got the care down in the room, absolutely get it. Why not? Fish Tank Barn with the $5 super chat says, I was referring to a gas-powered auger that you can rent instead of a hand post hole digger. Well, I joked and said I had an auger before, but nope. I'll be using a post hole digger, and I'm also doing some by hand. Luckily, we had a crazy thunderstorm over the weekend, so I'm hoping that it kind of softened up the yard a little bit. It's just like, it's clay out here. It's super hard clay. It's gonna be awesome if I ever decide to build a pond, but as far as digging, not very awesome. Kitty Tropical says, I'm from Virginia. Bless you, buddy. Jesus, I think you got some on me. Dang. Virginia, huh? Love your 50 Lowboy videos. I want to have an immersed island with immersed plants. Have any other suggestions for fish stocking and lighting? There will be no lid. If there's no lid, honestly, I would probably just do like really small rasboras and shrimp. Good evening from Memphis. Awesome. The background looks good. Yeah, I still need to do lighting. As you can see, there's shadows everywhere. So we'll figure out the shadows as we go on. Things are still going to be changing because I still got stuff to unpack and got a whole box of computer room stuff to unpack still. So we'll see. I'm sure things will evolve for a while. Ginger Grumble with a $5 super chat just because, and Loop Noop Hoopy Oops, the $2 super chat. Thank you. Get your fish questions ready if you have them. We already got one from Carmos Creations. Like I said, I would do rasboras and shrimp. what type of fish in the picture frame in the back. So this is a Benthochromis Tricotti. This is a bucket list fish for me. And then there's some Corridoras above that. But the Benthochromis Tricotti is from Lake Tanganyika. They get these really long lyre tails. They're like a neon blue. Some yellows. Just a super beautiful fish, as you can see from the painting. The painting is from Sam Scales. Both of them are. And yeah, it's a pretty awesome fish. They get about 12 inches, so you need 12 inches without the lyre tail, so you need a big tank. Tesla Killdozer with the $6.83 super chat says, "Hey Bob, I'm from Indiana, I assume. I'm about an hour outside of Chicago." Awesome. Did you ever go to the aquatic experiences when they were in Chicago? Man, it seems like the loop hasn't been here in forever. I was thinking the same thing. Loop, noop, hoopy, oops. It is great to see you. Metro Detroit area, I will have a Lions game on in the background for about 15 minutes or so. So I was going to say, you only need to watch about 15 minutes. Yay, both my snowball plecos are still alive from Dan's Fish. That is excellent. The best place to get fish. As you can see, there is a link in the pinned chat. That is an affiliate link. I'm not sponsored, but it is an affiliate. So go there, check out some awesome fish, some rare fish. Yeah, pretty sweet fish over there. I'm getting some fish next week from Dan, so looking forward to it. Central California here, Ham Aquatics, equal distances from anywhere, 1.5 hours to San Jose, 1.5 hours to San Francisco, and 1.5 hours to Sacramento. Awesome. Steenfott Aquatics, have you ever, or anyone else? Oh wait, let me just start this one over. T-Shaw says, have you or anyone else ever had, I'm going to call them water fleas. I just did a water change on my 55 and I can see them jumping around on the top of the water. Yes, those are called springtails, and they're actually very beneficial. They'll eat leftover moldy flake food from if it gets stuck in the tops or like around the lids. They're a very, very, very clean bug, so you do not have to worry about them. If they Geronimo over the top of your tank, they're probably just gonna die. So you don't really have to worry about them. But a super clean bug. That's what they do. They clean. A lot of people use them in terrariums and vivariums because they just eat leftover moldy stuff. So a good cleanup crew for the outside of your aquarium or the top of your water as they jump around. But yeah, normally they're like little itty bitty white specks just hopping around. Yep, I actually like it when I have those. If you get hatchet fish, they'll eat them. It's pretty fun to watch. Do you know the best way to dig post holes? Have someone else do it. I agree. That's the best way to do a lot of things. Where can you buy springtails? You have to look at reptile shops like joshsfrogs.com. I'm sure there's tons of places you can get them, and I'm just completely forgetting. But yeah, you can get them from Josh's Frogs. Although the one person I know that got them from Josh's Frogs, they didn't really show up alive. But yeah, look at any reptile shop could probably ship them to you. Any online reptile business probably has them. Pretty much anywhere that sells like isopods will have springtails. Pretty common that they go hand in hand. How do you end up getting them? They can come in on plants. They can come in on driftwood. They just many ways. They can migrate from outside. It's getting colder out. Maybe they went on some crazy adventure and ended up on top of your tank, and now they're reproducing. It's one of those things that, like, they just spontaneously appear, Yeah. Like a lot of the other weird stuff in your aquariums. Like, oh man, worms started showing up in my aquariums. Where did those come from? Whew. Thank you. Will you be going to the meet and greet at the co-op on October 2nd? I know nothing about that. This is the first I've ever heard of it. So, I don't know. Apparently, I'm not invited because I haven't heard of it. What else we got going on? I didn't buy them. Yeah, I mean, you could go out and you could probably find them in your backyard. It's way easier to find isopods, but you could come across springtails outside. Maybe not this time of year. Well, it would depend on where you are. Like if you're in like Florida, yeah, you'll be able to get them. Got a pair from Dan's Fish. Still got the female. Water change victim. Any suggestions on where to buy aquarium backgrounds other than Universal Rocks? I don't know. I haven't looked in such a long time. I looked like 3 years ago, and I couldn't find anything. And that was back when Jay Wilson, if you're familiar with him, he has a YouTube channel, and he works. He's worked for like every company in the hobby, I swear. But at the time, he worked for Aquarium Rocks, and he just built me some and sent them to me. So that was super nice of him. I know there's a company in Canada, but they're super expensive, and shipping would be even more. So I don't remember what the name of it is, though. I emailed them once to see if they wanted to do a collab, and they never emailed me back. So, you know, screw them. T-Shot says, thanks for the info, Bob. Glad they aren't harmful or dirty. Yeah. I honestly, when I see them, I'm the kind of guy that probably most of my aquariums will have fish food on it. You know, not all of it makes it in the tank. So when I see springtails, I'm like, hey, I got my cleanup crew to get the extra fish food. We haven't seen Danny in a while. Will she be on future streams? Yeah, she was supposed to be on, I think, like 2 weeks. She was supposed to be on the last live stream from my previous location, and something came up. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm sure we'll figure something out. Yeah, she's really busy, and I'm really busy, so it's probably gonna be a while. I would make a background out of foam. Well, you know, the nice thing about like the ones from Universal Rocks is they're really easy to remove if you ever wanted to. Foam is a good thing if it's permanent, but trying to remove foam backgrounds is kind of a pain in the butt. I've never done it in an aquarium, but I have done it in terrariums. So, basically the same thing. Aqua Decor, that should be it. Aqua Decor, that's the company that I tried to work with. Should be receiving my background in a week. Honestly, Aqua Decor, they probably have the best looking backgrounds, but they are fairly pricey, and like I said, they do come from Canada, so shipping is going to be expensive as well. Just keep that in mind. That's great. She is fun. Yeah, she's probably pretty sick of me right now. I've been using her to help me move for like 2 weeks straight, so she's probably ready for a Bob break. I still want a Corey, Dean, and Bob live stream. Has that not happened yet? I guess not. I enjoy working with Dean. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't? So that would be really fun. I enjoy the solo Bob streams best. Same with KG Tropicals. Ooh, burn, Lisa. Suck it. And happy 50th birthday to Lisa while we're talking about her. Bob, what's on the shelf? Power inverter. That is my solar generator. That is for if I lose power. The fish room is directly behind this wall. And I also use that to charge all the LED lights that are on right now. So this gets charged by the sun. This powers all my LED lights that are operating on battery right now. And so I basically pay $0 to run all the lights in the studio here. $0. Which, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. It's LED lights, so probably only costs like $5 a year to run all these anyways, but still. It's a mental victory as far as I'm concerned. So yes, my solar generator. My platy has been acting strange and hiding sometimes for about 5 minutes, then she comes out for 10 minutes, then she hides again for half a year and never done this. One male and another female died. She could be lonely. If there's, if she had buddies and they died, she might be lonely and afraid now. So might want to get more buddies. Make sure there's nothing wrong. So whatever caused them to die, make sure your water parameters are good before you add some more. Ooh, Lisa heard that. Yep. I knew she was lurking. That's why I said that. I knew it. Samantha says, happy birthday, Lisa. Welcome to the 50s. Yes, happy birthday. Rubber matting at Lowe's for a background. I mean, you could just paint it if you're doing something like that. I get the appeal of the 3D backgrounds. I mean, they look way better. There's no doubting it. The tadpoles I caught in the spring are finally starting to grow legs. They're the biggest tadpoles I've ever seen. Still don't know what they are. Probably some kind of bullfrog. I mean, actually, I have no idea where you live, so what do I know? Want a Jimmy and Bob live stream and whoever else y'all want. Yeah, Jimmy and I were working on it. He actually messaged me, and then, like, I started moving. Now he's moving. Yeah, so I don't know. Thanks for answering my question because Bob will not. Well, you're welcome. Now I'm never going to answer your question just out of spite. How about that? Please hit the like button. Yeah, Briggs, don't forget to hit the like button. Maybe if you hit the like button, I'd answer your questions. It's funny. There's what? I don't know, 100 and some people here. It's hard to see every comment, man. Let's see. I have a cheap eBay styrofoam with 3D background in my 125. I'm pretty happy with it once it got some algae on it. Interesting. I know there are some companies overseas like mass producing wholesale 3D backgrounds. But I tried to bring some over, but you have to buy so many that I'm like, I'm not spending that much money. Thanks, Bob, and all the others for the background ideas. Much appreciated. Yeah. If you have a question, just keep spamming it. Don't, just spam it like that, but just keep asking it maybe every minute or so. Eventually, I'll see it. Now I've done it. I'm actually pretty good at getting to all the comments eventually. Keyword, eventually. First time in a while coming back for the stream. Cactus Woman. My weather loach, I think, has fin rot. Hey, there's nobody here. That was me. No. They're not used to this yet. Bob, anyways, oh yeah, fin rot. I'm treating it with fin and body and aquarium salt. His top fin is almost gone, and he has some skin missing under, but it's coming back. I would definitely go light on the salt. I would go light on the medications for weather loach, and I would just really concentrate on keeping that water crystal clear. In my opinion, that's one of the best things for fin rot. I've really only experienced it with Betta fish, but in my experience, just as clean as I can make the water is one of the best things you can do for them. That was not a very good sentence fragment. How can I tell if my fish is overweight or sick? You can pretty much tell if they'll look bloated if they're overweight. I've seen her poop a little, but she's not growing much at all. She's a juvenile angel. You could tell by the color of the poop, really long stringy poop, but don't be a bully. How are the pups handling the changes? They will love it once the fence is done. Once the fence is done, they will love it. I know you're doing your best. I was just kidding. Me too, Briggs. I hope that was obvious. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was obvious. Maybe it wasn't obvious, but that was lots of sarcasm in my comments. I hope that came through all right. Have I ever kept skull pins? Negative. Unless it's my super chat. Somehow Bob always misses those. That's why I stopped. Nah, you stopped because you're poor now. You're poor. And I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. Calm down. Don't get offended. First time in a while coming. Oh, I already got that one. I know you're doing your best. Just kidding. Yep, got that one. Have you ever got that one? Got my female GBR who's so little, just not growing. Is that normal? She's active and eats good. Had her about 6 months. I mean, females tend to be quite a bit smaller than males. I wouldn't worry if it's eating and active. then I wouldn't worry about it. Maybe you just got the runt of the litter. It's pretty common in fish. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Thanks. I've got him in the Home Depot bucket with an air stone and heater. Yeah, whatever you can do to just keep that water crystal clear. Now, it may not be fin rot. It could be something else going on. So that's why I would definitely do some type of medication. But, I mean, what you said something about like his scales having issues. Yeah, some scales missing. But if it's coming back, then keep it up. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the meds that you said, so I don't really give too much med advice. One, I'm not a veterinarian, and I would just go easy on the salt with loaches. So whatever you would normally do for like tetras or rainbow fish, whatever. I would do quite a bit less when it comes to loaches. Bob was out here trying to get himself canceled every day, every stinking day. I had a tetra a couple weeks ago, get fin rot, back to good now. Yeah, fin rot generally corrects itself pretty easily. With so many tanks, do you have one tank you could sit and look at for hours? So actually, I don't have a lot of tanks right now. The new fish room is going to have considerably less tanks, and they're all going to be tanks that hopefully I could just sit at and look at for hours. That's the goal. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that is the goal. I want to aquascape every tank. There'll be like a few tanks for breeding that won't be aquascaped, but I'm going to have 225 gallon tanks. I'm going to have a 300 gallon tank, and I would hope both of those are, well, I would hope that all three of them I could look at for hours, but one of them is going to be a turtle tank, so it's not going to be like, oh, I can sit and look at that thing for hours, because it would get really boring, because it's a mata turtle. They never move. They just sit there. But it'll be something that you look at and be like, oh, wow, that's cool, and then you move on. You're definitely not going to sit there and watch a turtle just lay at the bottom of an aquarium for 10 hours. Will you do a fish room tour when it's done? Yes, so the plan is to do a video of every tank I set up, and then when they're all done, this process is going to take a while. Hopefully the previous tanks I've set up, so like this week I set up one tank, or I filmed setting up a tank, then I filmed setting up. This process takes weeks, maybe a month and a half or so, and then hopefully going back to the first tanks I set up, like all the plants will have grown in, and it'll look like an actual fish tank, not just something you set up for a video. And then I will go back and do like a complete fish room tour. Do you still have those Blue Danios? I do. I kept those. I did finally get rid of my lamp-eye killifish. I just didn't have a space for them, so I did get rid of those. But I still have quite a bit of rainbow fish, actually. I have hope because he's eating. Eating is a very good sign. I work at Petsmart now. It's both fun and sad. That would be, my local Petco is hiring, and I thought, what kind of, like, should I apply and just work part-time for like 6 months and go like undercover and see what the real deal is at Petco? I think it could be interesting, but I also hate people, so it's like I don't really do retail again. I don't know. I think it could be interesting, though. I think it really could be interesting. What I should do is go work part-time and then see how long it takes me to get fired. That could be fun. That could be really fun. Mains, tails, ferns, and fins. Hello. I'd need to message you back maybe next week. Could come on the live stream. If not, definitely the week after. So I will be messaging you soon. Who else jumped in here that I saw? UPSer living the dream. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. So many people buy goldfish and 1 gallon tanks. Mm-hmm. I hate every time I go to Petco. I swear every time I go to Petco, I get the person that says, I want one of those guppies, one of those tetras, one of these shrimp-looking things. And it's just like, ugh. And they do it. They bag them up. I'd be like, no, that's stupid. No, you can't do that. Put on a GoPro. I would have to get like a button cam. They would see the GoPro, and I'm pretty sure that they would frown upon that. So I'd have to get like a button cam of some sort. I don't know. Bring out my I Spy kit from the 80s. Is that what I don't know. I used to have some spy kit when I was in like 10. I don't know. It's stupid. Don't screw up your unemployment. I don't get unemployment. Are you kidding me? Bob, what if you're the person who changes Petco? I don't think Petco changes. That train's way too big to get off the track it's on. Got my co-op order today for banana plants. My fave, but how do I keep bananas from rotting? So, fun fact, Rocky and Miles, I have never kept a banana plant in my life. All my years in the aquarium hobby, I've never got a banana plant, ever. But you definitely do not plant them. That will be the fastest way to make them rot, is to plant them. So just let them sit on top of the substrate. Big city bettas. How's Florida? Is Florida treating? Just moved to Florida. Is Florida treating you all right down there? I'm doing pet care soon. Goldfish need 40 gallons minimum, to be honest. I agree. I went undercover at my local Petco as the aquatic specialist. I regret doing so. Met a few local individuals, but the horror of the majority of customers. Yeah, see, I couldn't do that. I would have to, like, I don't know, do they have, like, warehouse positions where you're just in the back all day and you can observe everything that goes on, but you don't actually have to talk to the people? That would be for me. Button cam, I think Rico Stan has one of those. Is it normal for lilies of the banana plant to be different colors? I have some green, I have some purple. Yeah, that's not uncommon. A lot of them will change color depending on lighting. Like really high light, you can get your plants to turn like a reddish, pinkish color. CO2 can also have an effect on the color of your plants. Florida is awesome. The people watching is just sublime. That's one of my favorite things about the airport is just I love going early and just watching people. It just makes me feel better about myself. I would love to hear what you think about my question earlier. I don't know, Briggs, if I can scroll up that far. Scrolling. Is this it? I have 2 Corridoras, 2 Zebra Loaches, 3 Autos, 3 Platies, and a few Rasboras. I have in a 10 gallon. Do I need a bigger tank? I would. So yes. One, because, well, I would definitely get a couple more Corridoras, and at that point, you're going to need a bigger tank. Corridoras are very social fish. They love being in groups. So 2 is definitely better than 1, obviously. But, I mean, if you could get like 4 or 5 of them in there, I mean, they would be so much more happy. So, yeah, if you have the ability to even upgrade to like a 20 gallon, I mean, that'll double your space. Be a huge difference for all those fish. Camden says, Briggs, I would say 20 gallon for all those fish. The bigger tank you have, the less water changes you'll have to do. Exactly. Bigger the better, always, when it comes to freshwater fish. Any tips on how to not have German blue gold rams eat their eggs? Aaron, I would ask how many times have they spawned? It can sometimes. I know someone that took like 8 spawns before they figured out that, hey, these are my kids, I'm not supposed to eat them. Normally, cichlids are pretty good parents. However, there are some that it just takes time. My Bolivian Rams, it took 4 spawns before they figured it out. 3 or 4 spawns, I don't remember. But either way, the first couple, they ate the eggs. But eventually they figured it out. So if you're just like 2 or 3 spawns in, I would give them a couple more spawns. And then if they don't figure it out, you're going to have to remove the eggs. What's pics behind you backstory? Which one? There's 3 of them. All 3 of these are drawings. I overheard a lady say the tank has been set up for like 2 or 3 days. Then the employee goes, "Oh, okay, well," and the customer goes, "Actually, I meant 2 or 3 weeks." Yeah. I can't lie. When I was smaller, I would lie. You know, I'd say I want this fish, and they're like, "How big is your tank?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's a 55 gallon." When I had like a 29 gallon. I was a kid. I didn't know any better. I finally started changing my 55 planet tank once a month, and the plants, fish have never looked better. Yep, lots of people do too many water changes. I'm telling you. Can ditherfish help with not eating the eggs? I have heard that in some cases, yes. And then I've heard other people say it didn't make a difference. So it wouldn't hurt to try. I would say if you're multiple spawns in, it wouldn't hurt to try. It's probably going to trigger some sort of like protective instinct over the eggs. So it definitely, I feel like it could, for sure. My Quarry gang consists of Venezuelans, Sturbai, Julii, and Pandas. Venezuelans are awesome, but Sturbais always going to be my favorite. I have the same problem with my black rams. I've each spawned like 10 times and always eat them. See, like the one time I kept rams, I wish they would have ate their eggs, because they just kept spawning and spawning and spawning. And I wasn't like conditioning them. I wasn't doing anything. I had the water set at like 74 degrees and they were still spawning. Ah, that was annoying. Also have a Bolivian Ram in my tank. Oh yeah, you definitely need a bigger tank. Bolivian Rams get big. Like, I mean, they're not like monster fish or anything, but they still get like, a male will get like 4.5 inches. So you'll definitely need a bigger tank. No, Bob, you did know better. That's why you lied. Honestly, it was me, like, I know more than you. They'll be just fine in a 29 gallon. So I'm going to tell you it's a 55 gallon. You know, I was a know-it-all kid. Store, they only sell food and health product stuff. It only animates the sell fish or ones that focus on them. What is a catfish that looks like a Quarry but is not actually a Quarry? Are you talking about like the Barbatus Corridora that's not really a Corridora? Maybe it's like a bigger version of a Corridora. Dolbeck Aqua Design, what's up? New location? Yep. Still getting settled in. Nothing's really in the permanent spots yet. In its permanent spot. This is kind of cool. Stopped at a creek behind a shopping center today to see what kind of fish I could net. Didn't snag any of them, but there were small groups of apistos. Blew my mind. I would go back and get them. I need to go back and get some. Oh, there you go. I need to go back and get some. Dying to know. That would be awesome. Oh, Zen Ginger. Yeah, it could be Aspidoras. Little mini Corridoras, if you will. Alfred just subscribed. Alfred. They're very fun fish. Koi are, and they all have different personalities. I really miss mine. I decided if I want to get them again though. Koi. Koi. Dime a dozen as far as I'm concerned. Get yourself some rainbow fish. Had a guppy with rotting fins and white fluff. Fine rot or fungus. Nothing worked and it died. Worried it will happen again. More than likely it was fungus. If it's fluffy, it's probably fungus. You still want to get a Panagara? Yeah. Panagaras are amazing. Barbara Jackson, yes, they have different personalities. It was the Barbados I was thinking of. Can you talk about the Bolivian Ram, because I have not found many care guides on them. Super easy fish to keep and breed. The males are generally way more colorful, but definitely not as colorful as, well, way more colorful than the females, but not as colorful as like the German Rams. They get quite a bit bigger than the German Rams, and so they do need some extra space. Like I kept my breeding pair in a 55 gallon. You can do them in like 29 gallons or 40 gallons. A single one you could do in a 20 gallon, but I probably wouldn't keep a pair unless I was specifically breeding them in a 20 gallon. But, you know, very neutral as far as water, 7.0 pH, 75 degrees-ish. They're very forgiving on water parameters. They're like a very good entry-level fish if you want to get into cichlids. 5,000 gallons is kind of big for a rainbow pond. Have you seen the lake that turquoise rainbows come out of? It is freaking huge. It is 5 million gallons. There's no such thing as too big for rainbow fish. I just started breeding blue diamond shrimp. Went from 20 to 100 and was not prepared for it. Shrimp, if they start breeding, you can get overwhelmed pretty fast, but at the same time, it's really hard to get overwhelmed by shrimp because they don't produce a lot of waste. So it's pretty cool to have a tank just crawling with shrimp. I've got red crystal shrimp and a 20 long. There's probably like 100 of them, and they're just everywhere. It's crazy. Jayla says, do you ever keep gobies, Bob? Yes, peacock gobies. Well, peacock gudgeons. I had the algae eating goby at one point. I had the orange spot or orange fin goby. Those actually just I gave to Danny. But yeah, gobies are awesome. I've been eyeing the gobies at Dan's Fish, and I definitely want to get some eventually. He's got tons of different rare species. This is the first live I've been on, and I love it. It's fun. I don't know, does anyone else get butterflies before I go live, or is it just me? I'm always like, ooh, going live. Ooh. Is easy green safe for shrimp? It depends on who you talk to. Noobs that know nothing will say that it's not shrimp safe, but pros that know about the hobby will say that it is shrimp safe because it absolutely is. I don't even know why that's a question. I know why it's a question, Joel, but yeah, you know what I mean. Joel's having a little bit of fun. I would throw some sinking pellets in the night and see if they have big bellies in the morning. Brocus splendens. Sorry, it was Brocus. Oh yeah, Brocus splendens. That's Brocus. I might try an outdoor pond out, but heat it. I mean, depending on where you live, it can get very expensive to heat an outdoor pond. Very expensive. You come visit Bob and I'll put rainbow fish in there. What's the coolest water? Rainbows. We get down into the 40s. Radinocentris, we'll do that, no problem. You might be able to get away with yellow rainbows. I've had yellow rainbows down in 50-degree water with really no issues. But definitely Radinocentris are probably the coldest. They're collected in streams that get down to 45 degrees. So you're like in Radinocentris Central down there in California. So I would hope you can get some. Can a rainbow Steenfott goby go in a 5.5 gallon? It's in a 10 gallon but won't eat. Platies get to it before he notices his food. What should I feed him? He has algae in the tank but not much left. First of all, you could try feeding him at night. It's usually any bottom dwelling fish like a gobies. They usually hang out on the bottom. If you feed them at night, they got better odds of getting to like pellet foods or algae wafers, whatever it is you're throwing it in there. And also one of them in a 5.5 gallon would probably work. Just one of them. He'd be a lonely little guy, but he would live in there. He wouldn't acknowledge any of my other messages, so I had to test chat was working. What other messages? There's no other messages. Scrolling up. Oh, is that Bob Lazar? Yes, it is Bob Lazar. Joel G do a super chat. He'll really ignore you then. I don't think I've missed any super chats today. Don't make me paranoid. Yep, that is Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar says to Bob Steenfott. Best wishes, Bob Lazar. I also have 15 comet goldfish in a pond. Nice. I just put 20-ish goldfish in an outdoor tub. They're food for the turtle, so they'll live a pretty good life until it's time to be turtle food. Careful reading out loud. I lost my mind when I learned that long fin corridors are actually called corridors long pen. Oh, yeah. Long penis. Is this broken or something? Yeah, I think so. Joel GJZ. Also, I finally bought my peacock eel, and he's tiny. I put him in the community tank. Hope he doesn't try to eat any tiny tetras later on. Anything that fits in his mouth, it's going to eat. And thank you, Joel, for the $2 New Zealand super chat. I appreciate it. I do not like Pictus cats. They look cool, but not for me. I love Pictus cats, but yeah, not for me either. I think I don't know, like a 125 Pictus cat only tank would be really cool. I mean, just they're so spazzy and erratic. Like just a ton of them on a 125 would be cool, but I don't think I could dedicate an entire 125 to just Pictus cats. Radinocentris, wow, those are really rad. Exactly. I had a weird dream where I bought a weird species of snakehead. So you dream in aquariums? That's pretty cool. Bob, pick a species for outdoor tubbing. 100-gallon tub, cooler temp tolerant, nano please, and no platies or mosquito fish. What's your pick? Cooler temp, nano please. Well, why not the Heterandria formosa? Heterandria formosa, the world's smallest live bear. I don't know if that's something you're interested in because you can collect them in Florida, but I mean, cooler temp, breed a ton of them. They sell like crazy on Aquabid. So it's a win. Angelfish and goldfish like different temperatures, so it might not work the best. I would agree. If someone asking if you can put them together, I would. Tiny tartas. I would highly advise of not keeping angels and goldfish in the same tank. You're not feeding your eel live food, just bloodworms. Oh, if it fits in his mouth when he's older, he will eat it. Sad, just check, can't get Radinocentris in New Zealand. Can you hop on over to Australia and collect some and sneak some back, maybe? Maybe? Barbara Jackson says the least killifish. Yes, that is the Heterandria formosa. The least killifish. Lon says, hi Bob, are you in someplace new? Yes, this is my new live stream studio office area. Yep. Worth a question just to hear you try to pronounce that, Bob. Thank you for that. Also a good idea. Just add Hornward and be overrun in no time. Yeah, they sell so fast on Aquabid. It's ridiculous. Not that, you know, I don't know if your goal is to like breed and sell, but if it is, that would be a really good one. Actually been trying to get that fish for a while. Not very hard, obviously, but I would love to get him in an outdoor tub. Even though, I guess, I wonder if would you even see them? Like if you had so much hornwort or just plants in general, would you even see them? I don't know. I saw a guy trying to buy a common Pleco for his Betta tank at Petsmart. Oh, I believe it. I actually was at a privately owned, private little pet shop that had fish. And there was a lady trying to buy a sucker fish, common Pleco, for her 10-gallon tank. And the guy was like, these will not do well in a 10-gallon tank. Like, he was, educating, he was being nice, trying to do everything he could. And she's like, my husband said that he'll do just fine, so I need that sucker fish. And he's like, this is going to get bigger than your 10-gallon tank. And she's like, no, my husband says it'll be just fine. Oh, I had to walk away. It was awful. New Zealand does hate cold water fish because they can live in the water and take over. Yeah, that's like a lot of places, definitely. Lisa at KG Tropicals. Bob is showing off his bubble shirt. Some of us are jealous. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Manny, any suggestions are welcome. And girl, you always have great input. Amber, my vote is for white clouds. Not that you asked, but specifically long-fin kind. No way, dude. No way. If you're going to do white clouds, you have to do gold. You have to. Gold white clouds in the sun look absolutely amazing. They're just amazing. Like, I am so glad that I put my gold white cloud minnows outside. Granted, they've been outside for about 2 years now, and they still haven't produced any fry. So I probably got less than a year left before they start dying off of old age, but man, do they look good in the sunlight. They look so good. The real problem is they had a common Pleco for sale in the first place. Yeah. I mean, if I ever opened my local fish store, which I would, there are some scenarios that would lead me to open a local fish store, but if one of those scenarios ever played out, I would never sell common Plecos. I would never sell, honestly, I'd probably never sell Oscars or a lot of the, like, Erotis, cichlids, convicts. There's so many I would never sell. Suckerfish, they eat all the poop. Yeah, gosh. So frustrating. Like, nothing eats poop, people. Nothing. Coldest temp for white clouds, pretty cold. I don't know the exact number, but last winter my outdoor tub got 4 to 5 inches of ice frozen over it, and they survived. So, I saw that video of the Plecos taking over the Manatee Springs in Florida. OMG, I agree. Bubbles was a cute little guy. I miss him. That's Lisa's pet name for me. In case you didn't know. I'm jealous of the Lazar thing. I know, it's pretty sweet. Pretty dang sweet. There's very few, like, celebrity, I guess he's like a pseudo-celebrity. There's very few, like, celebrity-ish type people that I nerd out by getting, like, an autograph, and he's definitely one of them. I have the same problem with white clouds. I cannot get them to reproduce inside or outside. I even tried both heated and non-heated. Yeah, Mike, come to think of it, my longfin white clouds that I got from Tiffany White haven't spawned either. They live. I mean, they're not dead, but they're not spawning either. I don't get it. Rabbits eat their own poop. Dung beetles eat poo. Some things eat poo. Well, yeah, because they're stupid. It's not like they're eating it because they're cleaning their environment or cleaning another animal's poop. They're just doing that because they're stupid. Like, one of my dogs was eating deer poop the other day. I'm like, how stupid are you? Like, gosh, I have to clear deer poop off of the dog area, or out of the dog area. It's so dumb. Like, what? Why were you eating poop? It's disgusting. Dogs. I'm liking this. Dakota Browning says, I'm joining the reptile side, guys. Pretty stoked. Setting up my first beardy. There are plenty of common plecos to rehome as well. Well, if you're doing beardies, then you're just like a month away of having your own roach colony, your own dubia roach colony. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have bearded dragons, you're gonna want a dubia roach colony because they eat so much. They will eat you out of house and home. Okay, I just got back from doing research, and I'm now even more confused. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Judgy Bob. Well, rabbits are stupid. We're talking about aquariums. Like, people buy shrimp because they think they eat the fish poo. No. They might, like, stir it up as they're searching for food particles in the poop. They're not eating poop. My outdoor white clouds have been in the pond for 2 summers now and still nothing. Meanwhile, the mosquito fish breed every year. I would like to do mosquito fish. I think that would be pretty fun. Not like for like, you know, just like a summer tubbing thing 1 year. I think mosquito fish would be fun. Is Brochus Multiradiatis a Quarry or not? Quarry says they are not, but they are in the same family. Brocus, let's see. Let me look at this up, see how it breaks down, because I don't remember this offhand. Let's just take a look. Okay, now let's look at. Wait, what was it? Where'd that comment go? Brochus Multiradiatis. Okay. All right, all right. Let's see. We want the scientific name. All right, here we go, and here we go. I would say they are in the same family, but that doesn't mean they're the same. To me, it looks like they are a different genus. Same family, different genus. Wait. Wait. Let's see. Okay. Corydoratini. Okay. I would say they are probably both Corydoras, actually. This is actually pretty dang close. Like, I feel like you can maybe make an argument either way, but after about 1.5 minutes of research, I would say they are Corydoras. But more research would need to be done than just a random website on the intranet. I took down my last tank today. I've just kind of slowly gotten out of the hobby. I just don't have time to maintain tanks anymore. Brian, I get it. It happens to everyone. At some point, we all get there. We all get there, Brian. Hopefully, you know, if you got room to keep like a tank around just in case, maybe like, you know, maybe in a year you feel like getting back into the hobby, you know, keep a tank around if you can. My mosquito fish is spawned again. My dog used to eat bunny poo, and then her gut would make the oddest and loudest noises and go off her food. Go off her food. She never learned. Coldest temp for white clouds. I got that question, Benjamin. Like I said, I don't have an exact number, but mine survived being frozen over 2 years in a row. So, below freezing, it's the best I can do for you. I'm having to overfeed to get food to my apistogramma. The community eats so quickly. Any tips on getting food to apistos without overfeeding? Rapachi is a good food. the Rapachi gel food because it'll sink to the bottom. And, you know, anything that sinks to the bottom is going to be beneficial for pistos, feeding at night. Yeah, you don't want to overfeed. So I don't know what, like if you're feeding flakes, that's probably going to be the worst thing. You know, do pellets that sinking pellets right away. That's what I do. All in subfamily Quarry Dorindenai. Hey, Steenfott, I'm almost at 1K subs. Thanks, everyone. Aquafinity, congratulations, buddy. 1K is a pretty big deal. Rick Bunn, welcome to the stream, buddy. I'm trying to decide if I want a planted community tank with tetras, panacories, and one apisto, or some type of Tanganyikan cichlid and a 20 high, and I have never kept any of them. I would probably advise against Tanganyikans in a 20-gallon tank. I would definitely go planted. There's definitely a fair amount, a decent amount of species of lake tangs that can go in a 20, but I don't know. A lot of them, it's going to be too small for lake Tanganyikans. Like a lot of people use 20-gallon tanks for breeding, but like permanent residents, like shell dwellers will outgrow a 20. Rock dwellers will outgrow a 20. Any open water like Cyprochromis 20 is going to be too small. Is Rapachi worth the money? I know it's pretty spendy, but I never tried it. I think it is. Like it's not something I would feed like as the primary source of food because it is really spendy, but it is something that you can throw in like once a week or maybe bi-weekly. I mean, the fish go crazy for it, so I think it's worth it. I keep some around. Especially if you have stubborn eaters or busy tanks where not a lot of food gets to the bottom. It's really good to have those like blocks of Rapachi that sink to the bottom and they can just graze on over time. I'm leaving. I'll be back. Rapachi is absolutely worth the money. I love it, says Blue Water Jim. Yeah, I wish somebody would step up and give them some competition, though. Like, I feel like they can pretty much set their own price. Because is there any other aquatic gel food? Not that I know of. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. I don't know. Rescued a new pitty puppy a couple weeks ago. 4 months old. So cute. So smart. Yep. I love them. I see tons of them every week at the kennel. I have one. Super awesome dogs. Alice says, I have 4 juvenile angelfish in a 60-gallon. Nothing else so far. How many more angels can I add? Hoping 2 to 3 more and some autos. You could definitely... Is it a 60 long or a 60 tall? I know there's like a Marineland 60-gallon that's very similar to a 55. And if it's like the 4-foot tank, you could definitely do 2 or 3 more easily. Snello, is that an actual brand or is that just what people make? Jeez, calm down. Grumpy Gus. Oh, wow, congrats y'all making it 1K. Seems so far away. So far away. Doesn't even really matter. I don't know what the words are to that song. It's 4 feet. Then yeah, you could easily do 2 or 3 more angelfish easily. Okay, all right. Tetra make a good gel food. It comes in brine shrimp, bloodworm, or Daphnia. Really? Tetra? Tetra gel food. That's crazy. Tetra bloodworm gel mix. Well, I'll be dang. I'll be dang. Okay, I'll go with it. Let's see. 11% protein. Yikes, that's pretty low. 83% moisture. Well, yeah, because you mix it with water. Man, 11% protein. Okay, let's look at Rapachi. What's Rapachi? Let's just go community mix. Community plus. Hey. Hey, community plus, I said. What kind of protein we got going on here? Oh, they don't even say. Oh, here it is. Minimum 40%. Yeah, 11% protein. That's pretty. Phew, that's pretty weak. I feel like you know, that Tetra gel stuff. That's like the McDonald's of fish food, basically. Yeah, it's good, but you probably shouldn't be eating it very often. Let's see. I bet Spawn and Grow. That should have more. Spawn and Grow is minimum 45%, so 5% more protein. What about Soylent Green? Soylent Green. Even the Auschwitz gel premix, spirulina algae meal is 45% protein. Gotta say, Tetra, you're pretty weak on the protein. I know you're watching, Tetra, because you lurk every week here, Tetra. Let's up that protein in the gel food, Tetra. Come on. I use Rapachi. I just forget to make less and or freeze some because some of it usually goes bad. You just gotta go to the dollar store, get your dollar ice cube tray, and fill it up and put it in the freezer. Easy peasy AMC squeezy. I'm telling you. Loop Noop Poopy Oops New Life Spectrum makes gel food. Ugh. New Life Spectrum. Ugh. Okay, let's look it up. Let's look it up here. New Life Spectrum gel food. Gel mix. Gel mix. Where are you at? Alright, not on Amazon. Let's go to Google. New Life Spectrum gel mix. New Life Spectrum mix. Alright, what do we got here? What do we got? We got nothing. Their own website is not disclosing. How do you not have the analysis on your own website? See, people say, like, what do you got against New Life Spectrum? It's crap like this. Really? You're going to have food on here and you don't have the analysis on it? That's like... That's like 101. That's jeez. Okay. That just made me really mad. I'm going to move on. Moving on. A good centerpiece fish for 20-gallon Guppy's tank. Do you want something that eats the Guppy fry? I feed half Soylent Green, half Spawn and Grow Rapachi powder to my fry, and juveniles thrive on it. Gel lasts all day. I love mixing Rapachi. Like the morning wood in the bottom scratcher. Throw in a little Soylent Green afterwards. I love it. What flake food would you recommend for a community tank? Sounds a bit sketchy not putting that info. It's not sketchy, it's just lazy, which is, in my experience, typical of that company. But anyways, moving on. Flake Foods, I like Extreme, I like Omega. Both have a good amount of protein in it. Aquacave says it's 40% protein. So the sites that sell it can put it on there, but you can't put it on your own site. You know, it's one thing if the sites that sell it come up first in a search result, but when your own website comes up first, you should have the information on there. Only problem is nobody sells Rapachi, and Australian shipping fee costs more than the food. Oh, I bet. Hello, all you fishy people. Did I hear that right? Morning wood? Yes, the Rapachi morning wood is, and same with bottom scratchers. Those are two formulas made for like catfish, like Plecos specifically. Yes, some fish to keep the population down. You could do like a paradise fish. I think that would be pretty neat, and it would definitely go after your guppy fry, a paradise fish. Do you ever mix flavors of Rapachi, say mixing morning wood and algae for my plecos? I have never tried, wondering if anyone's tried. Yeah. Didn't I just say that? I mix all of them. Very rarely do I ever just use one flavor of Rapachi. I love mixing. You can, so Rapachi has some very interesting smells, and when you start mixing all the flavors together, it can get really interesting. It's definitely not something you want to make, like if you have a significant other. You know, do them a favor, make your Rapachi when they're out shopping or working or doing something, because it can get pretty stinky. Figured out Bob's rant for the day. We can come up with something a little more juicier than New Life Spectrum. I don't know what that is, but that's a weird noise. Dust off the drama llama. Melissa says, I mix Rapachi all the time. Yeah, I don't know why, but when I mix Rapachi, it makes me feel like I'm doing something better. I don't know why. It's like, oh yeah, look at me. I don't know why. It's stupid. Pro Difference by Tropical comes in 60% high protein. Interesting. Pro Difference by Tropical. I've never heard of that company or brand or flavor, or let me look it up. Pro Difference by Tropical. I just tabbed out of it for a second. Difference by Tropical. What is this? What comes up? What's the difference between tropical depression and a tropical storm and a tropical cyclone? That's sure not it. Pro Mix Tropical Plant Mix. Maybe that's it. Let's see what this is. Nope, that's gardening soil. I don't know what that is. Dolbeck, I know, it's so funny, but it's food for fish that like to graze on wood. Rough Ivy Rose says, Rapachi, my fish love it, but yes, it's smelly. It smells. It really does. Now I'm going to mix my IGA Poe Explorer and Community Plus right now. IGA Poe Explorer? I've never seen that one. It's a food with probiotics for fry. I feel like probiotic is like the new catchphrase, you know? It used to be gluten-free used to be a catchphrase, but it's kind of dying down. And now everything you see is like probiotics. Packed with probiotics. Probiotics. Right? Probiotics. Reduce inflammation with these superfood probiotics. I don't know. I just feel like I see that word everywhere. Thanks, YouTube, for the notification. Not. I have 8 Celestial Pearl Danio fry, feeding aquarium co-op fry food. Anything more I could start to add? So I mean, Rapachi is great for fry, in the powder form. So the powder is very fine. I don't know the micron size. It's probably like 50 microns, maybe smaller. I don't know, but it's very small. So like feeding Rapachi dry to fry is gonna make me cry. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Rapachi fry in dry form. Would professional robots be probotics? Slow down on the haterade, Bob. All that negative energy is bad for you. What negative energy? I wasn't wasn't hating on probiotics. I was just saying I feel like it's the new catchphrase. There's no hate. No hate at all. My fish love bug bites mixed in with Rapachi. You know what's really good? What I enjoy mixing with Rapachi is soldier fly larva. That was... I used to be like a huge Rapachi nerd. I used to like, for some reason, I seem to always have Rapachi. I don't even know where it would come from, but I always seem to have like a ton of Rapachi. So I just started mixing stuff in, and yeah, black soldier fly larva was always a pretty big hit with the fish. You're a poet and you don't know it? I did know it. That was the problem. That was the problem. What do you recommend feeding Hillstream loaches? I added a few different powdered shrimp food and upped my lights to get algae to grow better on my rocks. So what you can do, if you want to, is get yourself like a glass jar, right? You get yourself a glass jar. You fill this thing up with water. You put rocks in it, and then you just put it in the window. Obviously, this is a lot better summertime project than a wintertime project. But you just put it in the window for a couple days, and those rocks will just get covered in algae. And then you just pick out the rocks and put them in your tanks, and they will go crazy for it. I need a new camera stand because this one is breaking. Oops, this one too. This one too. There we go. Mr. Gates, hey, what's going on? Hey, Bob, hope all is well. Stream looks and sounds great. Yeah, it's actually going very well. Looney, aka Looney aka Looney Tunes. I really like the freeze-dried Cyclops brand, but it isn't around anymore. K-Stu got it. This suit is black, not. I have 9 Emperor Tetras in a community tank, 6 males and 3 females. Ordered online. I noticed some fin nipping. Should I get more females and put 3 to 4 3/4 males in another tank? 3 or 4 males in another tank. Okay. I have 9 Emperor Tetras in a community tank, 6 males, 3 females. Noticed some fin nipping. So I would actually just get more and keep them all in the same tank. There's quite a few tetras that will fin nip if their schools are too small, and the size of schools and what is an appropriate size to stop fin nipping varies with every tetra. But when I had Emperor Tetras, I had a couple dozen of them and didn't have any fin nipping. But as soon as they started getting old and dying off, when I got to around probably like a dozen, I started seeing just more and more aggressive behavior like that. And so I would just get more and put them in the same tank, regardless of male or female. I like how Jenny at Solid Gold back in the day would make Rapachi and spread it on the rocks and put them in the fridge to set, and then just put the rocks back in the tank for the fish to graze on. Well, that's pretty dang smart. I guess I missed that video, but yeah, that's actually pretty smart. Swiss Aquatics, making her yearly appearance to the live stream, says hello, lurking. Welcome, Priscilla. Are tiger Oscars hard to keep? Oscars are a very simple fish to keep. They just require lots of room because they get big. But generally, Oscars are not a difficult fish to keep. Fish commentator says, Aquafinity, are you here? Aquafinity, calling Aquafinity. Oliver Knott has a few vids where to put Rapachi on a lightsaber on a Yoda figurine and films them eating. That's kind of funny. What plants do you recommend for hard water, high pH? Oh, what is one? Oh, man, I'm drawing a blank. I don't want to look it up. What is it? There's one plant. Oh, my gosh. It's a pogostemum and not octopus. Is it Hellfry? Hellfry. Is this it? Yes. Pogostemum helferi. That is what I would recommend. Super awesome plant. I could never grow it because my water is way too soft. Pogostemum helferi. Helferi. Look it up. It looks really cool. Definitely not a beginner plant though. But do some research on it. If you feel like you might be able to keep it alive, give it a shot. It's super awesome. Thoughts on rosy barbs? I want some. Awesome fish. Awesome fish. I had an outdoor tub of rosy barbs that bred like crazy. So yeah, I highly recommend them. I think they're pretty underrated. I have liquid rock. That's just a few I have in my tanks. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, Amanda. I love her too. I'm surprised I didn't see that. Mixed up Rapachi a couple days ago. Forgot to heat the water, so it did not set. So I stuck it in the freezer. Do you think it's still okay to feed? Yeah, if you can feed it dry, then you can feed it frozen. It'll probably... It probably is not going... So, like, when you make it correctly, you know, you can stick it in your aquarium for like 24 hours. It's probably not going to last that long. So it might dirty your water pretty quick, but it's definitely fish safe. Yeah, me too, and I'm not having much luck with plants. Oh, okay. What else we got? Thoughts on rosy barbs, liquid rock, mixed Rapachi. I bought some Pogostemum helferi from Dustin's last week. How's it doing? Do you even have it yet? I guess. I don't know. Maybe you don't have it yet. Your pH is around 8.6. Well, there is some Jungle Val. Jungle Val is an easy plant that'll do well in hard water. Jungle Val grows in Lake Tanganyika, which is like 9.5 pH. So I think it would be okay. Anubias Pinto or Anubias Snow White are cool hardy plant that's a little different. Also have Nana Petite versions. Anubias should definitely grow in a higher pH. I've never had an issue growing Anubias, or even like Java Fern does well too. I just put rocks in a plastic tub outside, but it was 102 here today. It's nice and chilly here. What are some plants that can handle higher temps in a discus tank? Almost any plant. Plants that are not going to do well are mosses. Mosses like cooler water. Other than that, like the temperature of water is just going to, if it's warmer, it's just going to make your plants grow faster. Bob, now that it's the second hour and we go off topic, you getting the Mustang? Negative. They wanted too much for it. So we passed. We passed on the Mustang. I'm really looking for like a 67 Galaxy 500 or like what else? Oh my gosh. Like a Buick Riviera boat tail, like a later 60s or early 70s boat tail Riviera. Yeah. It's basically just a pipe dream though. Like I'm not going to have time or money for that for a while. But if like a deal of a lifetime came across my table, then yeah, I would do what I have to do to get it. I've had good luck with most low light plants from a high pH. Stem plants are really hard to keep though. Yeah, that's the thing, is I would definitely keep away from like your Rotalas. Definitely not gonna do well. I'm sure there's people out there doing it, but I don't know. In my experience, it ain't easy being cheesy. I've had good luck. Oh, I just read that one. I mentioned Val, Swords, Bacopa, Hornwort because that's just a few I grow in my tank. Also, a mint plant. A minty plant. I got a 2021 Jeep Wrangler Sport all black two-door. Sweet. I'm catching my first live stream. Matt Allen, I hope you're liking what I'm throwing down then. No, just saying. Actually just bought a 2011 Saab 9.3X today. Saab 9.3X. Is that the slopey slope one? Let me Google it. 9.4X, 9.3X. Let's see. Oh, is that the SUV kind of crossover thing? I don't think I've ever seen one of these in person. It's not the slopey car I thought it was. The slopey Saabs are a little earlier than that. All right, y'all. I was on a break. Back to work. Take care, everyone, and have a good night. Casual Aquatics, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Rach says, digging the new background. Thank you. I'm so glad to not have a green screen. You have no idea. The green screen is fun, but it is such a pain sometimes. And it might make an appearance every once in a while, but I think taking a break from the green screen for a while is going to be in my best interest. Zen Ginger says, stop spamming channel promotions in chat. Ooh, someone getting in trouble. You're getting yelled at. I had a 61 two-door post Fairlane for years. Only had the inline 6, but man, I drove that old gal everywhere. Yep. I mean, honestly, I would take any old car, but those are like the late 60s Galaxy 500 or the early 70s Boattail Riviera. I think those would be really fun. Favorite Loaches for a 20-gallon? That's easy. Coolie Loaches. There's definitely some other ones, like Rosy Loaches would be really cool, although they are a tasty treat. So if you have any other fish, Rosy Loaches are definitely a nano fish. So if you have bigger fish, I would not get them. But Rosy Loaches would be really cool, especially in a 20-gallon. You could do like a really large school of them. I think that would be awesome. The prices on used cars are going to be crazy until the new car inventory get back to normal. Stupid chip shortage. Yep. And then they just gave all the chips to someone else recently. So that was pretty awesome. It's a sedan model 2.0 turbo all-wheel drive, 30 miles per gallon. All-wheel drive is sweet. Can't complain about that. Coolie Loaches. Yes, Coolie Loaches. Coolio Loaches. Coolio Loaches. Coolie gang. Please hit the like button. Come on, guys. We need 15 more likes. 15 more likes. That's it. That's not very much. Just 15. Also, really loving 40s sedans, stuff you might be able to find cheapish. I don't think there's anything you can get cheapish right now. Like, I would love to get a second gen, like F-150. I guess it would be an F-100 back then. Definitely not getting those cheap. Not sure why, but I'm really digging the 80s Camaros and Trans Am. Oh, man, I would definitely get like an 80s IROC Z or something like that. But the 78, oh, man. The Smokey and the Bandit car, the 78 Trans Am, I want one so bad. So bad. Like, I would do a lot of things for one of those cars. Let's just say that. I know my ex bought a 2011 Cadillac. Like, if it was... Wait. I know my ex bought a 2017 Cadillac. Like, if it was brand new. What? 60K on 2017. Yeah, I mean, the price of new cars, like, I don't know, 60, like, all new cars. Like, trucks, new trucks, 60K, no matter what. Like, are you kidding me? Way too much. Danny Does Life. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil from over an hour ago. Welcome. Evening, gang. Evening, gang. No trucks, too much. Bob, were you able to make the homeowner an offer for that Mustang? No, that's what we literally just talked about. No, they wanted too much, so we passed. We passed. They wanted a fair price, but I wanted a good price, if that makes sense. I love the bullnose for sure. I just love square body. So like the mid '90s trucks are my favorite, whether it's Chevy or Ford, I don't care. Those square trucks, I love them. Lisa, you're excused with all the birthday remarks. He deserves a thumbs down every time from you. What, I can't say happy birthday to Lisa when she's turning 50? That's not very nice. That's rude. Lisa, she's being rude to you and me. Unbelievable. I don't hit the like button until the end of the stream. I have to make sure you deserve it first. You know I deserve it. 70 to 73 Camaro Firebird is my dream car, but it'd have to have, oh yeah, I'd have to have a T-top. Sorry, was shopping? Of course. Someone who I don't remember, I apologize if you're still here, was asking when you're coming back on the stream because they didn't like my ugly mug and they wanted to see you. So yeah, just curious when you're coming back on the stream. If you like square bodies, get a Volvo. No, that's too square. That's way too square. I said square trucks. Like all those mid-90s trucks are square. I love it. That's why I have a 95 F-150, because it's square. Volvos, that's just too square. Just asking because I saw one recently for like 35. One in good condition, they'll sell for 35 all day long. Like if it's like really hot rodded out, they'll be like 60, 70. I low-key wanted the Range Rover. Well, be glad he didn't get one because they're kind of junk. I have a 77 Chevy 3/4 ton 4x4 and 96 Syndicat Chevy. Yeah, see that 96 4x4? That thing is beautiful. Just sitting around. Well, send it my way. I'll take it off your hands. Ugh. I had a 97 extended cab 1500 Chevy, and I sold it like an idiot. But I was also like 21, so I was definitely an idiot. Like even more so than I am now. What time do you start now? Still 4. I work Mondays till 4, but I can come at 5. I start at 5 now. I can't do 4 anymore because it gets dark too soon, and I need to get stuff done when it's sunny out or bright out or light out, whatever you want to call it. So I switched it back to 4. 5. Back to 5. Excuse me. Always wanted a Studebaker. That'd be fun. I have a 90 Dodge Ram D150 11. Those are cool, except they get like, what, 3 miles to the gallon? Oh, shoulder itches. Shoulder scratch. Joel Williams, 10 gallon is big. Oh, did we actually have a fish comment? Joe, I saw... Didn't I see Joe? Oh, yeah, Joe, hey. How many goldfish can I keep in a 10 gallon? Pleco says 4, but I bet I can do at least 6. Well, it kind of depends. Are they fancy? Are they comet? Big difference. Big difference. We'll love an old Volvo 1800s. Handling is a dream. Weren't you trying to LS swap one of your Volvos? Oh, I'm talking to someone else. Okay, that makes way more sense. I got 84 Helix dual cab for 3,000. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty neat. I want a Ford Courier. Who anybody even know what that is? That's what I want, like a 79 Ford Courier, just to kind of scoot around town with, you know. Got to go get groceries. I'm gonna hop in the Ford Courier. Like, I mean, Danny, he thought you needed a Bob break after helping him move. I mean, it makes sense. Ooh, Matthew coming with a very controversial topic or comment. Says 0 goldfish in a 10-gallon tank. It's pretty controversial, buddy. Cool. Next Monday will be awesome. Hey, I didn't agree to it. Just because Danny said so doesn't mean that that's like set in stone. Jeez. Well, actually, Jamie's the director, but still. 15 miles per gallon, but that's okay. It's not the daily driver. I know. That's yeah. My truck gets like 2 miles to the gallon right now, but it's okay. I haven't driven it since I finished moving, so I'm recouping some of the miles per day, I guess, not gallon. Do I have a least favorite fish? Least favorite fish. I feel like I've talked about this before. I'm curious, chat, what you would think my least favorite fish is. Let me know in chat. Least favorite fish. Okay, I'm back from my mad dash to Lowe's. I was loyal and lurked the whole way. Loyalty. Can't put a price on loyalty. Super important. Zen, I definitely need a helping people move break. Third person in months. Him and my best friend at the same time last month. Officially closed for this season. I felt bad asking. I concur with Matthew Vargas for once. That's funny. Oscar. Someone says Oscar. All right. But it's a very specific type of Oscar, Amanda. A very specific type. Albino Oscar. There you go. Albino Oscar. Blue Water Gym coming in with the... Whew. You can only keep one genus. Melanotania or Pseudomugil. I would absolutely pick Melanotania. Any fish in either genus, what would you pick? So... I would choose Melanotania just because of the sheer number of species. Like, what? There's like maybe 8 species of Pseudomugil in the hobby right now, and there's like 50 Melanotania. So, just because I would have a bigger variety, I would go Melanotania. And if I can only keep any fish in either genus, so you're talking about like one, Pseudomugil would be Pseudomugil luminatus. I've always loved that fish. Melanotania would probably be... Boy, that's tough. It's going to be one of the common species, like a Herbert axelrodi or a Parkinsoni. Probably the Parkinsoni. Albino fish. Albino Oscars. Common Plecos. Yep. Suckerfish. There you go. And the thing is, it's not like... I don't dislike common Plecos. I just dislike them in the hobby. I think they look cool. They look like a tank, a fish tank. But they shouldn't be in the hobby. They just shouldn't be. New local Austin says rainbow fish. Yep. Dovi. I don't know that I hate Dovi or dislike Dovi. I definitely would never keep a Dovi. There's a pretty big difference on a fish that I dislike versus fish that I want to keep. Like, I dislike parrotfish. If you like parrotfish, if you love parrotfish, hey, more power to you. I just think they're one of the, I don't even know how to describe them. Like, I just can't do it. I can't do parrotfish. But that's the great thing about the Oscar or the hobby, right? We can all like different fish and we can all still get along. So don't take it personally if you have parrotfish and I don't like them. It's not personal. It's not about you. It's about me. All right? It's about this guy. I'm just kidding. We can like different stuff and we can still get along. That's all I'm trying to say. He just hates Oscars because he can't keep them in a 20 high and need at least a 40 breeder. I don't even advocate 20 high tanks. What are you talking about? Hi Bob, I'm a bit late. How's everyone? Hey, thanks for stopping by. Glad to see you. Got you still got about a half hour left, so get some time. Hillbilly goldfish. That is correct. That I can't take credit for that though. That is Aqua Pros, DIY Aqua Pros, if you will. Uh-oh, am I getting yelled at already? Nope. It's just Jimbo. Jimbo Slice. I love my parrotfish. Big Ben. Like, I get why people like them, right? I mean, they're super goofy looking. They do have personalities. But they're just not for me. They're just, I don't know. Same with, gosh, what's another one? There's got to be more. Flower horns. Like, I don't find flower horns attractive at all. Like, people go crazy, spend tons of money on flower horns, and I couldn't even spend like $1 on one. I just don't think they're a good looking fish. Ooh, opinions. 10 Geos, 6 Tapajos, 3 Balzanii, 1 Albino, Heckleri, Threadfinicara, lots of sand, rock, covered plants, gardenscape with dragon, and slate, stone, Congo Tetras, blue, Acara, yo-yo loaches. Well, Shane, that all depends on the size of the tank. If you tell me, if you want my opinion and you tell me those are all in like a 40-gallon breeder, I'm not going to be happy about that. But if you're like, hey, they're in a 125-gallon tank or 150, then sure. Then sure. I dislike giant gourami. I don't understand the appeal at all. See, I just don't like, one that I don't like is like the silver dollar. Like I don't, many of the monster fish, I just don't get the appeal. When you look at monster fish, like I can't show this on the stream, but I'm going to go to YouTube, right? And I'm going to type in monster fish aquarium. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got to get through all these top 10 nonsense videos that I make too, but we all got to pay our dues and make our top X videos. I just want a generic monster fish tank. No clickbait. Okay, I said no clickbait. I'm like 20 videos in here. No clickbait. Stop with the clickbait. Okay, here we go right here. Feeding the monster gallon tank. Monster fish tank. Okay, I gotta make sure I have the volume off. I don't want a copyright strike. Okay, so we have a gigantic gourami. We've got Oscars. What else do we've got? Huge catfish in here. And this tank is like 8 feet long. It's like it looks like a 240-gallon tank. And the fish just look dead. They look bored out of their minds. They're so big, so little room to swim in. Like that is what I don't get. I do not get the appeal. I mean, like you throw rainbow fish in a 125-gallon tank and those things are all over the place. They're super active. Just they're spazzing out everywhere. They're sparring. But anytime you look at these, well, not anytime, a lot of times when you look at these monster fish, they're like in a 150, 180-gallon tank, and they're just in one spot existing. That's all they're doing. They're not living. They're not thriving. They're just existing, and that's what I don't get. I don't get that appeal. Like they literally just sit in one spot every day, all day, because there's really no room for them to swim. And some people put them in tanks that, like, they're actually longer than the tank is front to back, so it's hard for them to even turn around. Like, what is the appeal of that? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I need Bob to make a top 10 albino Oscar tank. That would be like a good April 1st video. Actually, that would probably be a pretty good video that people would actually watch. My Congos are in an Eheim 47-gallon fully planted tank that used to be in a 29-gallon, and we're doing fine. What was the question? What was the question there, Matthew? I was too busy ranting. Fancy goldfish, goofy-looking personality. He swims at the front. I like goldfish when they swim upside down. That's what I like about fancy goldfish. They're like so derpy. They just like swim upside down. Like, what are you doing, goldfish? What's wrong with you? Would anyone put 12 Congo Tetras in a 40 or think they're too bulky for the 40? I would think 40 would be like the minimum. Yeah, the bubble eye goldfish, I don't, those do nothing for me. I don't know what they're, the goldfish with like the big freaking balloon cheeks. I don't get the appeal to those either. How many angels and Quarry cats in a 50-gallon tank? Is it a 50-gallon tall or a 50-gallon long? 50-gallon long will allow you to do more angels. 50-gallon tall, you could probably do like 3 or 4. 50-gallon long, you could probably do like 6, 7. 1,000-gallon rainbow fish planet tank or monster tank. Pick rainbow fish tank any day. Like, it doesn't have to be rainbow fish. I mean, it could be any type of community aquarium. In my opinion, is going to be way more enjoyable. Geophagus wine Milleri is the correct spelling I was trying to think of. Danny says my 4 Oscars going in a 240. Yeah, so 4 Oscars in a 240 gallon, that's nothing. What I'm talking about is the people that keep like multiple Oscars in like a 55-gallon aquarium. Like you look on YouTube, there's a lot of people keeping full-grown Oscars in 55-gallon aquariums. And Oscars are way longer than 12 inches, so they can barely, like, they struggle to turn around. It's so frustrating. Very frustrating. 50-gallon tall, so yeah, I wouldn't do very many angels. Maybe like 4 at the most, but I would probably buy like 3 or 4 and hope that I get a pair and then rehome the other 2. And as far as Corridoras in 50 gallons, you could do a lot. You could do like 18 of them, a dozen. Just remember, the more you put in there, the more maintenance you're going to have to do. I had a psychotic Geophagus wine Milleri a while ago. Psycho. Is there a specific way to add new fish into an established tank? It depends. It depends. There's lots of variables there. Like if they're aggressive fish, I generally add them at night with the lights off. Yeah, there's a few different things, a few different ways to do it. Again, it really just depends on the type of fish. But generally, I just throw them in, plop and drop. It also depends on where I get them. So if I'm bringing home fish from Petco, then they're going to go through quarantine. But if I'm getting them from a local breeder, I'm going to plop and drop. If they're community fish going into a community tank, then yeah, I'll just plop and drop. But like when I was big into African cichlids, if you get some really aggressive African cichlids, not only would I put them in the tank at night, but I would also rescape the tank, so they all had to restart their pecking order, all had to get brand new territories. So yeah. King of DIY changed his 2,000 gallon to a community tank, and it's way better. It's way better. I've got monster gambusia in a 20, probably 60 of them. My 2 Oscars are in a 125 with silver dollars and a mean purple spotted gudgeon. Purple spotted gudgeons are pretty awesome. They're not that big. What, like 6-7 inches? There's eastern and wait. There's 2 types of purple spotted gudgeons. There's either like northern and southern, or eastern and western. I don't remember, but one of them gets like twice the size as of the other one. Curtis Schindler, he has stopped copying Corey's style now. I mean, the copying thing. Everyone's copying everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It is pretty funny, though. And a Pleco, who cares? Steenfott Aquatics, I haven't caught the past few streams. Have you said what fish is that behind you? Lower one. This is actually the first time that this has been on the stream. It is a Benthochromis Tricotti from Lake Tanganyika. Benthochromis Tricotti. Benthochromis Tricotti. I'm pretty sure that's correct. If not, it's good. It's close enough that Google will know what it is. Why did the King of DIY put an arowana, a fish known to jump over a community tank where it would literally eat most of the fish species in it? But it would actually have to like jump out into that tank, right? I feel like you'd probably notice it, but maybe not. By the time you notice it, all the fish might be gone. I haven't seen a King of DIY video in months, so I'm not up to date on what's going on over there. What is the difference between Stirbai Corridora Itenas and Aquarium strain? That's a good question. I've never heard of this before. Let me Google it. It's probably like a collection point or something. Usually when there's a name like that afterwards. Let's take a look. Yeah, so they're collected in Bolivia. So aquarium strain means that they were bred either by a local hobbyist or most likely a fish farm. Normally when you get a location like this associated with the name, it's a good chance they're wild caught or descendants of wild caught. So like an F1 or an F2, which means first or second generation of a wild caught fish. And some people prefer wild caught. Some people prefer aquarium strains. Yeah, with Corridoras, the advantage of getting something like this as from a collection point, and something that's not like Corridoras have been like bred to death in the aquarium trade. Like there's probably an insane amount of like inbreeding going on and things like that. So these are probably going to be quite a bit healthier than an aquarium strain. But at the same time, the Stirbai is one of the most hardiest Corridoras out there. So I don't know. It's always pretty neat to know exactly where your fish are coming from. Let's come back here. He put the 375 above that. So the last one I was watching, he mentioned putting it above it, but I haven't seen if he actually did it. The ugliest car ever is the Nissan Juke or the Pontiac Azteca. Like that's definitely got to be a, you know, number 1 or 2. Bob, we super chatted you $500. What fish are you buying this week? I don't think anyone super chatted me $500. Just saying. And I don't think I'm buying any fish this week. I'm getting fish from Dan's next week. But nothing this week, I don't think. Pontiac there we go. Pontiac Aztec has to be the ugliest car. Boy, that thing, I hope whoever made that got fired and now lives under a bridge somewhere. What a joke of a car. Do you like blood pythons, Bob? I'm about to hopefully get some Batrix from my Matrix Batic pair. Get some Batrix from my Matrix. I think blood pythons are cool, but it's probably a snake I would probably never keep. I'm not like huge into snakes anyways. And if I was to get back into snakes, I'd go right back into carpet pythons. I'm saying if we did give you if you did super chat me $5 or $500, I would have to wait 30 days to get it, and then I could buy some fish. And what would I get? Oh man, I would probably try to find something kind of rare to breed in a Corridora or a Pleco. A Corridora or a Pleco. What would I get? Let me just go on Aquabid over here. What do we got on Aquabid? No, I probably wouldn't buy it from Aquabid because I can get wholesale, so that'd be stupid. But I would have to look at some rainbows here. Maybe give me some Radinocentris. The Soholucents, the Sahulenses. Pretty good. Ooh, yeah. There's lots of really good rare rainbow fish on Aquabid right now, and I would probably pull the trigger on some of these species. Okay. Snakeheads? No. Dude, I didn't realize how big harlequins get. I threw some at 75 like 8 months ago, and they're bigger than a quarter already. Another one, like Neon Tetras. People don't really understand how big Neon Tetras get. They're not a big fish by any means, but when you buy them at a store, you know, a lot of times they're like a ½ inch, and they get like an 1.5 inches, and they can get kind of chunky too if you really feed them well. Do you have any fully balanced aquariums, rare water changes, and hardly any maintenance? Most of my aquariums are that way. Like I rarely do at one water change a month. Like that's pretty rare. Being fired and living under a bridge, is that an Uncle Herbie reference? God, everyone is getting my references today. I love it. Yes, Simpsons did it. What would you say is the rarest Quarry that is realistically available in the hobby? That would require some research. I know there's some rare ones on Dan's Fish right now. If I had $500 and someone said you could only buy Corridoras, I would seriously search out CW111s. They usually go for about $100 a fish when they are for sale. I would like actually put in work. I'm sure if I put in the work, I could probably find some CW111s, but I know they're going to run me about $100 a piece, so I just haven't. Like, who wants to spend $100 a piece on Corydoras? And that would be cheap for those fish. Like, I would have to do some serious schmoozing to get those for $100 a piece. What would you get from Dan's Fish for $500? Let's click on this link right here and let me go take a look. There are some pretty rare Corydoras there now. But what was I looking at? I was looking at the Gobies. I think I'd have to go with some of these Gobies. Which one? I was watching in the video the other day. Which one was it? I probably don't remember. But I think it was the Minkongiensis. The problem with Gobies is pronouncing their names. I mean, that's the real problem. I think that was the one. The Lent types, I don't know. The Minkongiensis Goby. I think those are the ones in the video that I were like, whoa, I really want those someday. But I mean, I've probably only kept like maybe 4 species of Gobies, so it'd be really fun. So like a $500 budget, I would actually probably pick up some Gobies. There's some rare Quarries, sure, but I've kept probably I've kept dozens of different species of Quarries. Been there, done that. Hey, leave me alone. I'm streaming. Uh-oh. All right. Of course, these ropefish, man, these ropefish have been on here. I don't know. I'd probably have to. Okay. So there's 3 ropefish left. So I would subtract 60 from the 500, and I would finally get those ropefish, and then I would move over to Gobies. How about that? Peacock gudgeon is a really nice. Peacock gudgeons are amazing. That was when I was running my shop. That was, I think, the 3rd most sold fish. Was the Peacock Goby out of my store. I always made sure I had those in stock. Just looked it up. That CW111 is freaking amazing. The last time I saw them for sale, they were almost $200 a piece. So yeah, they're freaking an amazing fish. And I was talking to Dan the other day, and I was like, look, if you ever come across these on any of your list, I will pay almost anything for them. And which is not true, but if I had the money, for real water change, what's that? I mean, if you have plants, I mean, you definitely there's definitely tons of benefits to doing water changes, and I'm not advocating not doing water changes. I feel like you really have to be like in tune with your aquariums to say, okay, I'm not doing water changes anymore. And you have to be able to see changes in your aquariums. You have to be able to smell when changes happen, because there will be times when you do have to do water changes. And yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't do them. Born in a mud cap with 2 inches of sand, lots of plants with, of course, bio bubble filter, and don't feed the fish for months. And then 3 years, you'll have a fully balanced aquarium. So here's the thing with the no water change aquariums is I've never seen like a really good, like just beautiful planted aquarium in the no water change system. There's so many benefits to plants from doing water changes. Like, yeah, when I do, like when I was doing my high-tech planted tanks, yeah, like water changes were a must. But if you're just doing like easy, low maintenance plants, then yeah, absolutely. You probably don't need to do water changes very often. Also, again, there's so many different variables, like how many fish, over 50 cichlids in a 75-gallon tank, 1 inch of mud, 2 inches of sand, lots of plants, and they don't eat. You have to have the mud with nutrients under the sand. Steenfott Aquatics, I don't like everybody, but I like you. You're a nice guy and very helpful to your viewers. Thanks. Jimmy P. Aquariums, thanks. I appreciate that. I try to be nice to everyone. I love my firetail gudgeons. People use them for feeders. Really? I'm not familiar with that one. Firetail gudgeons. That's kind of a cool little fish. That's actually a pretty neat little fish. I've never seen that for sale anywhere. Firetail gudgeons. That's even a good name. I barely do water changes or use test strips. Lisa says, except me. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I want blue phantom plecos, but they're so much, like $175 each, New Zealand. I think green phantom plecos are far superior. Just my personal opinion. That's it. But every time I've kept blue phantom plecos, the blues fade out as they get older. The green phantom plecos, the greens have never faded out on me. And it could be the line. It could be, there's obviously many things that could cause that. But I've always had really good luck with green phantom plecos. They always keep that really nice green forever. My honeygrami has figured out how to get into my dwarf crayfish's hiding spots, like caves and under leaves. He tries to steal his pellets. Nice. Got yourself a bully there. I take a Dolphoi over CW111 myself. Yeah, I mean, it's all about personal preference. The nice thing for you, Curtis, is a Dolphois are easily available and not hundreds of dollars each. I've only been in the hobby 6 years. I don't trust myself enough to not test my water. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a comfort level thing. It's not something, like I said, I don't advocate it. If someone wants to try it, by all means, but keep a close eye on things. They're on the same price, so might as well. Hey Bob, I'm late, but I'm setting up a 10-gallon high-tech planet tank, and I could put my white clouds from outside. And I could put my white clouds from outside, or I'm thinking endlers. What would you do? Well, to be honest, I'm kind of endlered out right now. I could probably go a few years before ever getting endlers again. So I would probably go white clouds personally. But, you have to do, like, which fish do you enjoy? Right now, for me, it's white clouds. Did you change the rainbow fish on your hat? Nope. My logo has always been the Herbert Axelradi. And it probably looks different because any other time I've worn my hat on the stream, it's been a green screen and it changes the colors. So maybe that's why it looks different. But it's always been the Herbert Axelradi. All right, that is it. It is 7 o'clock. I do have to go because I still have stuff to get done today, so I cannot go extra today. So we are going to call it. If you haven't hit the like button by now, please do so. Lisa, I'm looking at you. It's the end of the stream. I earned the like. I said happy 50th. That should earn a like right there. Saying happy birthday. Everyone else, please hit that like button on your way out. I would appreciate it. And to everyone who hung out and participated, lurked, subscribers, super chatters, members, thank you. Moderators, actually had to do some moderating today, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. And yeah, we are back. We will be back to live streaming every week. We only missed like one, maybe two, but yeah, we're back. 5 o'clock new time. Don't forget, members. We'll have our members only maybe movie night this weekend, maybe. So keep an eye out for that, and I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you all, I guess, next Monday.